with that, I've graduated from Polytechnic.
Concluding this amazing chapter of my life, I'll be doing a quick Q&A with all the questions I've been receiving throughout my years in Poly, brother and...
Concluding this chapter of my life, I'll be doing a quick Q&A with all the questions that I've been receiving throughout my years in Poly, whether it be CCA-based, enrichment program-based, course-based, and etc. For those who don't know me, I am Ying Qi. I'm a content creator and I'm also a Polytechnic graduate from the course Chinese Media and Communication. Gotta make this one quick because I know how busy you guys can get. So let's go! First question, we will start off with a course-based question. And there was someone who asked, should I put CMC as one of my top choice, and how was your experience in CMC? I think a few questions you need to ask yourself is, are you comfortable with both Chinese and English? Because yeah, I know the name says that it's a Chinese Media and Communication diploma course, but actually it is a bilingual media diploma course that really needs you to be very comfortable with both English and Chinese, as modules can be held in like both languages or like either of the languages, but you will have to be very strong in both languages to really excel in CMC. Another question that you have to really check in with yourself is, are you ready for Poly? Are you ready for a lot of project-based learning? Are you ready for a lot of discussions, a lot of socializing, and a lot of times where you have to put yourself out there? Because in CMC, there is a lot of project-based assignments. The assignment requirements can vary from like video projects, documentary projects, and radio projects, to script writing projects and designing projects, campaign projects, event projects, or even like multi-medium kind of projects, especially for your capstone project. And there are also more technical tests that goes deeper down into your knowledge of Chinese history, your knowledge of literature, and your knowledge of translation. Yes. You will really have to be mentally prepared for a lot more communicating with other people. You have to know how to work in groups, you have to be comfortable with speaking up for yourself and really be proactive in contributing to a project, regardless of your strengths, regardless of your weakness. But for our lecturers, they are always very, they really don't hesitate to push you out there to learn everything in a real world setting. Like, they'll just push you to like industry partners whereby you actually have to collaborate with an existing organization. Do you have to be very good in Chinese to get into CMC? 哇，这个我跟你讲，我每次跟人家讲我是从华文传媒系来的他们第一个问题就是 So your Chinese is very good. This is a very popular question that I always hear whenever I introduce myself to someone. Like, hi, I'm Ying Qi and I'm from Chinese Media and Communication. First question, your Chinese very good. You have to be confident in your Chinese, and there will be a lot of modules that will test on your basics of Chinese. Like, you will need to be comfortable to write news article, to write magazines, to write letters in Chinese. And there will be modules like writing in Chinese media where you have to write movie scripts in Chinese. I would say it would be better if you enter CMC knowing that you are confident in your Chinese and knowing that Chinese is one of your key strengths. But if your Chinese is not exactly like the best of the best, it's not exactly like good, I would think it's okay also if you have an open mind and if you have the passion for Chinese and for media. Just go for it. I think for me, I did Chinese literature in secondary school, where I studied it as a pure subject, pure humanities subject. So that experience of learning Chinese literature and higher Chinese actually gave me more advantage when I had to take on the module of Chinese history and Chinese literature and writing in Chinese media in CMC, because all these modules became some of the few modules that I was most familiar with my experience in Chinese literature in secondary school. Do you think guys have a disadvantage in this female-dominated industry? From my perspective, I personally don't observe that much gender stereotypes or gender discriminations or gender biasness in my course or in the media industry in the bigger picture. But to give you, this person who voiced out this question, a more in-depth answer, I actually outsourced to some of my guy friends. One of my friends mentioned that firstly, media industry indeed usually have more female staffs. Like for example, he interned in MediaCorp, and this is what he observed. Like there are more female staffs in MediaCorp, but opportunities are equal across different genders. So that you can see like male staff taking on higher appointments, you can see some female staffs taking on higher appointments too. So from what he observes, actually is not necessarily like a disadvantage for males. So yeah, this is one. And also another one told me that he feel like actually guys can have an advantage at different scenarios. So one scenario that he said is that guys can actually bring in different perspective on trends, bring in different perspective on the systems that are in place, and also how that they as in the guys can provide different opportunities to use different skill sets to actually stand out amongst a female dominated industry. So if this question is directed to media industry, my guy friends do share the same consensus that media is not necessarily a female-dominated industry in the bigger picture, and that there isn't any gender inequality or gender biasness. Just let the work speak for you when it comes to being in the media industry. Hope that answers. Okay, now moving forward to study tips-based question. Firstly, there's one junior who asked me, how do you maintain a good grade while building your portfolio? I might get hate for this, but I really just want to start off saying that I don't actually have like, a perfect grade. I don't really have like a good grade kind of thing. I don't want to give off the illusion just cause that I'm happy with where I am, but I just want to put it out there, like I don't actually have good grades lah. Okay, joining poly, you will know that you can join different CCAs, you can join multiple CCAs, and people who have the like adventurer mindset will want to explore as many communities as possible, and that was me in year 1, whereby I had many different interests and I really wanted to explore beyond my own discipline, and I feel like poly really would be the best chance. I entered poly with a mindset that I'm here to learn, I'm here to experience as much things as possible, and I'm here to create lasting impact through my work. And because of this mindset, like process over results, I really did enjoy and focus on every single step that I took in my poly years. How do you cope with year 2? Year 2 is really one of the it's really labeled as a hell year in poly. But honestly, I did not cope with year 2. I think the best advice that I can give is you have to give yourself some space, whether it be for your me time, your family time, your rest time, or to stand by for group projects where you have to face snakes and backstabbers. Please try to control the amount of work or like the number of commitments you have signed yourself up for in year 2, because year 2's assignments are insane, and if you have to juggle this many assignments with this many CCA commitments and this many events and projects and campaigns, you are going to max out yourself. Okay, we're moving fast, but now we're at enrichment program based questions. What is TCP and how do you get in? Okay, so this is quite Ngee Poly specific, but TCP is called the Christieara program. TCP is a very good program that offers students with many opportunities to actually have conversations with ministers, to go for upskilling workshop, whether it be like personal branding workshop or programs at universities or even like university scholarship application clinic, whereby you can learn a lot about university projects, university life, university scholarship application. Yeah, and how do you get into the Christieara program is to really work hard. Usually opportunities will be offered to students who belong in the top 10% of the cohort, or if like they are a scholarship holder. How stressful or difficult is it to renew the NP scholarship? Firstly, congratulations if you managed to get your scholarship. From what I understand is that renewing the scholarship itself is not necessarily easier than getting it, because you have to maintain your GPA in the top 10% or at least close to the top 10%, and you also have to continue displaying like good leadership skills, being active in the volunteering scene, and really contribute back to Ngee Polytechnic. I did get my scholarship in year 2, and then I renewed it in year 3 by really working very hard. But don't stress yourself out too much, because pearls, grades and all that shouldn't be your goals, because once you have that in mind, you might really lose track to think that everything you do has to be connected with renewing a scholarship. But no, it's not supposed to be that. The whole point of you getting the scholarship is because you deserve it, and you shouldn't stress yourself too much just cause like you're scared that you cannot renew the scholarship. But I know it can be scary. Like, what if everyone renewed and then you didn't renew, that kind of thing. Renewing scholarship this matter shouldn't stress yourself to the extent that it distracts you from whatever you actually want to do. How was Overseas Merit Fellowship? It was great. Overseas Merit Fellowship is an award trip / award program for selected students to go to a renowned university to learn about a specific theme. And for my year, our batch went to University of Queensland in Brisbane, and we learned a lot about the theme of sustainability. So for us, we did get the opportunity to see a lot of sustainability projects that are being conducted in University of Queensland. We did a lot of site visits. Apart from that, we also had to do a group project together to actually address a sustainability issue. It is really designed to push yourself to the limits, to really like get you to learn a lot of things within 2 weeks. It's a very fulfilling but intense program. It's almost like it's a very intense mission where you're actually working on a lot of things with like very like-minded and very motivated, very talented bunch of people. So if you're thinking of going to try OMF, just try your best, give it your all, and who knows, after you take the leap of faith, maybe you can actually get in. Well, now we're moving forward to CCA-based questions. This one is also asked by a junior. She asked, am I missing out on the NP experience if I don't sign up for COM? For context, COM stands for committee in CCA context. So usually the committee members have to go through an interview, they get selected, they become part of the committee to help organize and manage the CCA together. COM is really a very high commitment thing. So yes, you will in fact miss out a lot if you don't sign up for COM, but sometimes missing out on these few experiences is necessary. So committee was a very bittersweet chapter in my poly life, because I remember when I was balancing between so many commitments, I really struggled to catch my sleep, can catch my rest, because the commitment is a lot when it comes to being a committee member. It was extremely difficult, but I would say without my experience in committee, I won't be who I am today. I think personally, I learned a lot from my experience in different committees. You really get to bond with different people from other diplomas, and that is also where you get to learn more about yourself. It will only be really beneficial to you if you prioritize your health above all these responsibilities that you have. What does it take to be a president or EXCO? It takes a lot of time, takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of change, and it takes a lot out of you. The amount of ad hoc things you have to do and you have to stand by for, it's not something that you can really expect. It's not something that you can prepare yourself for. You have to get ready to step into an EXCO role or president's role being completely unprepared. You have to be very comfortable with dealing with new stuff, with dealing with scary stuff, dealing with foreign stuff, completely unprepared. Okay, now for deep questions. So, if you could do it all over again, would you have chosen your health? Would I do the same? Honestly, no. Firstly, because there were a few surprises along the way when it comes to the different roles that I've been put into. If I could do it all over again, I will definitely set my boundaries more clear and not give mixed signals as much as I can. Thankfully, at the end of this journey, after looking back, I would still feel very grateful for all the experiences that I've been through. But if I were to do it all over again, I will definitely choose my health over any other thing. I wish to accomplish more in my poly years. Any advice? It depends on what you mean by accomplishing more, but you have to be clear of why you want to go forth with a certain decision. You have to be clear of the purpose of you doing this. What is the motivation of you trying to achieve this goal, trying to accomplish this certain achievement? And knowing this purpose and constantly reminding yourself of this purpose will push you through many different trials, tribulations, challenges, and obstacles along the way. Okay, I guess that's the end. Thank you everyone for watching. Bye!